Not much is known about their lifestyle or reproductive habits, but scientists have identified over 50 Chimaera species throughout the world's oceans. Each family of Chimaera has a distinctive, somewhat gruesome appearance, and they are often collectively referred to as ghost sharks because of their strange, pale coloring. There are over 50 species of Chimaera living in the ocean today. Chimaera use special electroreceptors on their snouts to help them sense prey. Chimaeras are part of the subclass Holocephala, which is over 420 million years old. Several species have venomous dorsal spines that protect them from humans and predators. Chimaeras have completely scaleless skin. Chimaera classification and scientific name. Chimaeras are part of the order Chimeraformes, which subdivides into 3 families. Common names for chimaeras include ghost shark, ratfish, spookfish and rabbitfish. These names all stem from the chimaera's unique appearance. Current knowledge shows that there are about 50 species of chimaera that currently live in the deep ocean. Because so little is known about deep-sea creatures, researchers are constantly updating taxonomical information as new species are discovered. Some of the best-known species of chimaera include the following. Rabbitfish. This species is also known as Chimaera monstrosa. Its name comes from its large head and small, tapering body. Pale chimaera. They are also sometimes called the pale ghost shark. They are endemic to New Zealand, and they have a distinctive whitish-gray coloring that gives them their ghost-like appearance. Small spine spookfish. This unusual creature is part of the long-nosed chimaera family. It is small and pure white, and it has a thin, curved snout that is covered in nerve endings to help it hunt. Chimaera appearance. Because there are so many species of chimaeras that live in the deep waters of oceans around the globe, there are many variations of size, shape, coloring and distinguishing features. This means that it would be impossible to describe every known species of chimaera. Instead, it would be more useful to look at the average appearance of members of each family of chimaeras. This family of chimaeras is also commonly referred to as elephant fish. They are the only surviving members of the Callorhinchus genus. While they behave similarly to the other members of the chimaera order, they are distinguished by their long, flexible and fleshy snouts. These trunks are used to search the sea bottom for the small invertebrates that it feeds on. Their snouts can also sense movement and electrical fields, which makes them better hunters. They typically grow up to 4 feet long and have flat, elongated bodies. Their coloring is usually a mixture of black and brown patches, and they have distinctively large pectoral fins that help them navigate waters quickly. Short-nosed chimaeras are often called ratfish because of their long, tapering tails. They can grow to be between 1 and 5 feet long, including their tails, and they have a distinctive, venomous spine on their backs that is potent enough to injure a human. Most are brown in color. Long-nosed chimaeras have the long, paddle-like snouts of elephant fish as well as the long, tapering tails of ratfish. They are typically pale in color and can grow up to 4.5 feet in length. Like the short-nosed chimaera, they also have a small, venomous dorsal spine. Chimaeras can be found in all of the world's oceans except the Arctic. They typically live between 650 to 8,500 feet below the ocean's surface. This means that they are considered deep-sea creatures because they reside in the twilight and midnight zones of the ocean. It is difficult for researchers to gather information about deep-sea dwellers. So much of the information that has been gathered requires further verification. The majority of chimaera species live near muddy bottoms of underwater ridges, continental shelves, and oceanic islands. This is because they feed on small fish and invertebrates that often burrow into these ocean floors. The exact population numbers for chimaeras are not known, but they are currently listed as a species of least concern by the IUCN. Chimaeras typically eat crabs, mollusks, sea urchins, marine worms, and small octopuses. They have multiple rows of tough, mineralized tooth plates that allow them to crush their prey. In general, the main predators for chimaeras are larger fish and sharks. Humans are also a threat to certain species of chimaeras that can be found closer to the surface of the ocean. In addition, while they may not technically be considered predators, scientists have noted that chimaeras are often covered in parasite colonies. One research trip collected 9 separate parasite species on a single fish. Unfortunately, little is known about the lifespan and reproductive habits of chimeras. Like some of their skate and shark relatives, chimeras lay eggs onto flat, muddy seabeds. Females lay eggs in pairs, and they can lay multiple pairs during each breeding season. The number of eggs laid depends on the species, and researchers believe that it takes anywhere from 6 to 12 months for the eggs to hatch. Chimera hatchlings are usually about 5 inches long, and they look like miniature versions of their adult counterparts. Most deep-sea fish have little interaction with their young because they grow and develop in a shallower strata of the ocean, so there is almost no overlap in their habitats. Researchers do not know what the average lifespan is of a chimera in the wild, but they have been known to live up to 30 years. Chimeras are edible, but they are not a common food source for humans. Like many fish, they have parasite colonies that live on their skin and in their gills. The rabbitfish in particular is thought of as a novelty seafood dish, and some people will also eat ghost fish alongside mussels, clams or shrimp. In the past, chimera liver oil was valuable as a lubricant for guns and certain instruments. Most chimeras are not actively sought by fishermen, but they may be what is known as a bycatch, which means that they are caught alongside other targeted species. The current population numbers for the chimera are not known. Chimeras in general are poorly understood by scientists, and there is a lack of useful, up-to-date information on their biology, habits, and numbers.